Have you ever considered that your breakfast might be quietly working against you, weakening the very muscles and blood vessels that keep you strong where it matters most? For men over 60 who are noticing softer erections, fading energy, or numbness below the waist, the real issue may not be age at all. It could be what you're eating first thing in the morning. The truth is, your breakfast either fuels healthy blood flow to the groin or slowly shuts it down, and most men have no idea they're skipping one simple food that could help turn everything around. As a men's health expert with more than 3 decades of experience in urology and age-related performance challenges, over the years, I've worked with thousands of men who believed their intimacy was disappearing simply because they were getting older. What we found was far more encouraging. Your body is ready to restore circulation to your lower half, but only if you give it the right resources. And those resources don't come from pills or prescriptions. They come from 5 specific, surprisingly simple morning foods. These are ingredients you've likely seen countless times, but never realized could be used to directly support male circulation. In this video, I'll walk you step by step through how to use them. You'll discover how 5 straightforward foods can boost blood flow, fortify the muscles of the pelvic floor, and build confidence, without side effects. And if you stay with me until the end, I'll reveal an unusual pairing that's been helping men feel noticeable results in under a week. Let's dive in. Before we begin, if reclaiming your vitality and improving circulation where it counts is important to you, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss advice tailored specifically for men over 60. Now, let's start with the first food, something likely sitting in your fridge right now. It's simple, familiar, and when eaten at the right moment, it can ignite blood flow and repair muscle tissue exactly where you need it most. 1. Blueberries. A simple handful of blueberries, something you can hold in one palm, has the ability to widen your arteries before your smartwatch even tracks your first 500 steps. These small dark blueberries are packed with compounds that go to work fast. Within just 2 hours, they start improving blood vessel function, helping your arteries relax, and deliver oxygen-rich blood more smoothly throughout your body, including the areas responsible for intimacy and stamina. For men over 60, this kind of natural support is critical. Now, maybe you've heard the pushback, fruit is sugar, it's bad for blood sugar levels. That sounds reasonable until you look at the numbers. A full cup of blueberries has only around 10 grams of naturally occurring sugar. That's less than the amount in a slice of bread. More importantly, blueberries contain anthocyanins, plant compounds proven to stabilize blood sugar and promote vasodilation. In other words, they don't spike your insulin, they support your blood vessels, and the timing matters. Right after you wake up, your body is in a vulnerable state. Your nitric oxide, the molecule responsible for helping your blood vessels expand, is low. Meanwhile, oxidative stress is elevated, meaning your arteries are under more pressure than usual. This is exactly why blueberries belong on your breakfast plate. The anthocyanins they contain help kickstart nitric oxide production and reduce oxidative stress. That means your arteries become more flexible and ready to circulate blood efficiently, especially in the areas that tend to weaken first with age. Clinical research shows that eating 240 grams of blueberries, about a full cup, can improve something called flow-mediated dilation, or FMD, by up to 2%. That might sound like a small number, but the truth, a 1.5 to 2% boost in FMD means your arteries are expanding better, blood is flowing more efficiently, and oxygen is reaching areas that tend to lose function first, especially the lower regions tied to energy, intimacy, and confidence. This isn't just a one-time effect. When you eat blueberries regularly, those circulation improvements become long-term. That's because of what your body made from blueberry compounds, natural byproducts like protocatacetic and vanillic acids. These metabolites actually influence how your genes regulate vascular tone, manage inflammation, and control how cells stick to artery walls. All of which matter for keeping blood moving freely throughout your body. On top of that, a consistent blueberry habit has been shown to lower systolic blood pressure by 5 to 7 points, a meaningful drop for anyone dealing with hypertension or poor circulation. And yes, nitric oxide goes up, too, meaning your blood vessels are more responsive and more open to letting blood flow where you need it. Let me give you a real-world example. One of my older patients, 70 years old, a former smoker, and someone who was on daily medication for blood pressure and performance issues, started a simple habit. He added frozen blueberries to plain yogurt 3 mornings a week. That was it, nothing extreme, no overhaul. 6 months later, we measured his brachial artery function again. His FMD had doubled from 3% to 6%. He told me he felt more alert, more energetic, and yes, more confident in the bedroom. He ended up cutting his ED medication dose in half with his doctor's guidance and said he felt 10 years younger. Now, you might be wondering, is this safe for everyone? For most people, absolutely. Blueberries are low in vitamin K, so they rarely interfere with medications like warfarin. But if you're on blood thinners, check with your doctor anyway. They are a bit high in oxalates, so if you've had kidney stones before, stick with half a cup instead of a full one. So what does this all mean for you? Every time you eat a cup of blueberries in the morning, you're supporting circulation in real time. Think of your arteries like early morning highways. Blueberries turn on the signals, clear the road, and let traffic, your blood, flow exactly where it needs to. And yes, that includes the areas linked to stamina, performance, and self-assurance. This is a small step with a big message. You haven't lost it, not even close. Something as simple as a sweet, dark blue fruit can start turning things around quietly, consistently, and powerfully. 2. Green tea. One of my patients, Archie, is 72. Sharp wit, still does crossword puzzles in pen, but he came to me frustrated about something he hadn't shared with anyone. His energy and performance were dipping, especially in the bedroom, no stamina, no drive. He wasn't looking for pills, he just wanted to feel like himself again. We didn't start with a prescription, we started with his routine. Archie was drinking soda every afternoon for a pick-me-up, he said. I asked him to swap it for one simple drink, hot sencha green tea, that was it. 3 weeks later, he walked into my office and grinned. "Doc," he said, "my kettle's cheaper than Viagra." Now, you might think green tea is just flavored water with caffeine. That's a mistake. Green tea, especially high-quality sencha, carries something soda never will, a powerful compound called EGCG. This catechin activates a biochemical pathway in your blood vessels that boosts nitric oxide, the molecule your body needs to widen arteries and get healthy circulation moving again, especially in the pelvic region. EGCG stimulates the PI3K ACT pathway, a cascade that gets your body's own endothelial nitric oxide synthase working again. That means more blood reaches those lower areas with less pressure, less resistance, and more reliability, and this happens fast. One clinical study showed that a single cup of green tea increased flow-mediated dilation, that's the ability of your arteries to expand, by up to 30% in just 2 hours. Compare that to black tea or energy drinks. Green tea preserves more catechins, the active components that fight oxidative stress and protect your nitric oxide from breaking down. So, If you're starting your day with oatmeal and black beans for breakfast, good. But adding a cup of green tea in the morning or swapping out that sugary drink in the afternoon can be the step that brings blood flow back to the places that matter most. And in case you're wondering, Archie still drinks his sencha every day, not because he has to, because it works. In clinical studies involving patients with coronary artery disease, men with serious vascular problems, a daily dose of 300 milligrams of EGCG improved blood flow to the pelvic region. That's a measurable change in the arteries that control how well things function during intimacy. Archie didn't just feel better, he had proof. After 6 weeks of drinking green tea daily, his follow-up duplex ultrasound showed an 18% improvement in cavernosal peak systolic velocity. That's the actual speed at which blood flows into the penile arteries. For context, even a 10% increase can improve confidence and physical readiness. Archie got nearly double that with no pills, no side effects, and no guesswork, just a teapot and consistency. Now, if you're considering making green tea a daily habit, and you should, here's how to do it right. First, don't boil the life out of it. Use loose leaf sencha, about 2 grams per cup, and steep it in 80 degrees Celsius water, not boiling. 3 minutes is all it takes. Go longer or hotter, and you'll destroy the very catechins your arteries are craving. For best results, drink a cup in the morning. This sets your nitric oxide levels for the day. Then, if you plan to be intimate, have a second cup about an hour before. That timing activates a short-term vasodilation effect, meaning blood vessels expand more easily when you need them to. If you want to get more out of each cup, add a squeeze of lemon. The vitamin C triples catechin absorption in your gut, which means more nitric oxide, more circulation, and better results without adding any extra calories or sugar. Now, green tea is powerful, but that doesn't mean more is always better. Stick to under 5 cups a day. High doses of EGCG, especially from concentrated supplements, can stress the liver, particularly if you're on cholesterol medication like statins. If you're taking medications like sildenafil, space your green tea at least 2 hours apart. Green tea catechins can interact with liver enzymes that affect how those drugs are processed. It's a simple timing tweak that keeps everything working smoothly. Some men worry green tea might lower testosterone. That only happens at extreme doses far beyond typical drinking levels. And even then, it's minor and temporary. For most men, the benefits to circulation far outweigh any hormonal shifts. Every sip of green tea writes a new vascular script for your body: smoother flow, more flexible arteries, a quieter heart, and for many men, a quiet boost of confidence where it matters most. 3. Oatmeal, almond, chia seeds. Every morning, you have a choice. Grab a sugary cereal, skip breakfast altogether, or give your body exactly what it needs to restore blood flow, muscle tone, and confidence, naturally. I call this the second step in your circulation quartet, and it's built on 3 humble ingredients that work smarter than most pills: steel-cut oats, soaked chia seeds, and toasted almond flakes. This simple bowl delivers what your body is most desperate for after waking: steady energy to fuel your brain and muscles, structural support for blood vessels, and deep vascular repair that reaches all the way to your pelvic floor. While many men reach for black coffee and call it a morning, your body responds with a cortisol spike, tight muscles, and narrowed arteries. That second cup won't fix the crash. It only masks poor blood sugar control and missing nutrients. Others grab a pastry or a quick bite that sends insulin sky high, then leaves them exhausted by noon. But what if you could turn that first meal into a silent repair crew for your arteries? Steel-cut oats are rich in beta-glucan, a type of fiber that actively pulls LDL cholesterol out of your bloodstream. In just 4 weeks, clinical trials show this can reduce LDL by up to 10%, giving your arteries more room to expand and move blood where it matters most. And they don't just clean your pipes. They contain avenanthramides, rare plant compounds that activate the same enos enzyme we've already talked about, your body's switch for releasing nitric oxide and relaxing blood vessels. These same compounds help shut down NF-kappa B, a cellular signal that drives chronic inflammation and vascular stiffness. Now add soaked chia seeds to that bowl. They transform into a hydrating, gel-like layer that soothes your gut, slows digestion, and releases energy gently over the morning. But the real magic lies in ALA, alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 that's been shown to reduce arterial stiffness and lower blood pressure in people with metabolic concerns. Chia also promotes natural diuresis, easing the workload on your heart and boosting blood flow to your limbs and pelvic region. Top it off with toasted almond flakes, rich in magnesium and polyphenol, key nutrients for muscle contractions and vessel elasticity. Together, these 3 ingredients don't just fill your stomach. They quietly rebuild the infrastructure your body relies on to perform, respond, and feel strong, without any pills, without side effects. One of my patients, a 64-year-old accountant managing non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, switched from sugary boxed cereal to this exact oatmeal chia almond combo. 8 weeks later, his labs told the story. His endothelial progenitor cells, your body's vascular repair crew, had doubled. Insulin resistance dropped by 12%. But what stood out most wasn't a number. It was what he said. My confidence in the bedroom came back before my lab results did. This isn't hype. It's the power of smart, science-backed nutrition timed right, within the first hour of waking, when your body is most receptive to change. Just remember a few smart prep tips. Soak your chia seeds overnight to prevent any swallowing discomfort. Choose certified gluten-free oats if you're sensitive, and keep almonds to 2 tablespoons if you're watching calories. What you're building with this bowl isn't just a meal, it's a daily act of recovery. A software update for your blood vessels. A quiet return of strength where it matters most. It's how thousands of men have started turning things around, gently, naturally, and consistently. 4. Black beans. If you've been dealing with tight, cramping leg muscles, sluggish blood flow, or those frustrating moments when things just don't respond the way they used to, the issue could trace back to what's missing from your plate in the morning. A lot of men at your stage in life either skip breakfast entirely or grab something quick and empty, maybe a slice of toast or just a coffee. That might feel convenient, but it does nothing to support the nitric oxide your body needs to relax blood vessels and restore pelvic strength. By the time you reach your 60s, your natural production of nitric oxide has already dropped significantly. That means the smooth muscle tissue in your groin area isn't getting the oxygen-rich blood flow it once did. This leads to less energy, weaker firmness, and more circulation issues than you'd like to admit. Black beans help reverse that naturally. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Aren't beans just gas-producing carbs? That's a common misconception, but with proper preparation, like soaking them overnight or using a pressure cooker, black beans become gentle on your stomach and powerful for your health. Nutritionally, black beans are richer in essential amino acids than many so-called protein bars you'll find at the grocery store. Plus, they come with a built-in bonus, a high fiber content that helps stabilize blood sugar and keeps digestion smooth. No crashes, no spikes. A leading vascular researcher recently published findings showing that, Just a couple of tablespoons of black beans can boost nitric oxide levels to levels comparable with low-dose prescription vasodilators. Something as basic as a properly prepared spoonful of beans can help your body do what drug companies charge a fortune for. Here's how black beans actually work inside your body to restore blood flow where it matters most. Black beans are packed with L-arginine, a critical amino acid that triggers a powerful chain reaction. Once inside your body, L-arginine stimulates an enzyme called eNOS, endothelial nitric oxide synthase. This enzyme signals your blood vessels to relax and expand, allowing more oxygen-rich blood to reach the groin, the legs, and every area where circulation often suffers in later years. And that's not all. Black beans contain anthocyanins, a natural compound that cools inflammation by regulating nitric oxide production. Too much inflammation clogs things up. Anthocyanins help restore balance. So, the nitric oxide your body produces actually reaches the tissues that need it. Then there's the soluble fiber. It helps strip away excess LDL cholesterol, the kind that thickens your arteries and slows down circulation. Cleaner arteries mean less resistance and stronger flow, especially during physical activity or during those moments when you need firmness and confidence. Black beans also carry natural compounds like ferulic acid and caffeic acid which shield your blood vessels from oxidative damage. This protection helps preserve the nitric oxide you're working so hard to produce so your body doesn't just make it, it keeps it working longer. Within the first few weeks, many men report warmer hands and feet, fewer nighttime leg cramps, and more reliable firmness in the morning. That's a sign of circulation coming back online, not just in your limbs, but in the pelvic region where blood flow matters most for masculine health. One of my patients, a 68-year-old retired school teacher, started adding a spoonful of black beans to his oatmeal 3 mornings a week. After just a month, he said he could finally walk the full golf course again without that dead leg fatigue. But what really lit him up, he said mornings started feeling normal again. No pills, no pressure, just progress. Now, a quick note on using black beans the smart way. Start small, about a 1/4 cup, especially if your body isn't used to fiber-rich legumes. Rinse them well before cooking to wash away the oligosaccharides. Those are the compounds that can lead to gas. If you have gout, keep portions modest. Black beans do contain purines which may worsen flare-ups in sensitive individuals. And if you're taking blood thinners, be aware of your vitamin K levels. Black beans don't contain huge amounts, but it's worth tracking as part of your routine care. The real win here is how something as basic as a spoonful of beans can make you feel strength returning in your thighs again. This is the kind of power that doesn't come from a bottle. It comes from real food grown in the soil, the kind your body understands and responds to. Your morning plate holds more power than any prescription bottle. With just a few simple, natural choices, black beans for nitric oxide, oats and chia seeds for vascular repair, green tea for endothelial activation, and blueberries for antioxidant protection, you're giving your body the tools to restore strength, energy, and intimacy from the inside out. This isn't about shortcuts, it's about science-backed habits that stack up day after day. You don't need to overhaul your life, just reclaim your breakfast. Remember, aging doesn't erase your vitality, it only asks if you're willing to fight for it. And the fight starts every morning, one forkful at a time. If this video gave you clarity, confidence, or a plan to move forward, support this mission by hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, and turning on notifications. And leave a comment below. What food will you try tomorrow to take back your circulation? You're not done yet, you're just getting started.